Good afternoon, colleagues and friends. My name is Yacob. I'm with the International Tropical Food Network, or TFNet. Don't confuse it with DFNet. D is dragon, we are tropical, so it's different, yeah? Okay, I'll just give a short presentation. Brief note on climate change adaptation in tropical foods, Malaysia. This is just some news in the newspaper, in the media. The first one you see over there is farmers incur 5.4 million losses due to floods, and those are pineapples. So it's just a direct impact of floods, yeah? And this is in December 2023, last year. The second picture is floods in the oil palm plantation. Right? Oil palm is actually very robust, very tough plant. It can be submerged for 2-3 weeks, no problem. Okay, this is latest. This is just last week news. Meteorology Malaysia says 8 locations in Northern Peninsula to experience extreme hot weather conditions. So this is real. Climate change is real, and it's everywhere. Yeah. So in Malaysia, since we are in the humid tropics, in the equator, with parts of southern Thailand and part of Philippines, we're in humid tropics. So we tend to experience the same thing: floods, extreme heat. Two major things. Yeah. Next, please. Okay, this is just some illustration. Next, please. Just to tell you, if you look at the data here, in Malaysia now everybody's going for durian. It's just like we went to the farm this afternoon. They said no more mangoes, we're turning to durian, because durian is the crop with the highest benefit, economic benefit. So if you look in the figures here, we have about now 87,000 hectares of durian, the biggest. And then it comes papaya, banana as well. But what's important is right down here, we import more than we export. That's why we want to talk to our friends in Thailand. Actually, we import a lot of fruits from Thailand. We import durian, we import longan, we import mango. So most of your mangoes come to Malaysia cheap. That's why they're going durians now here, because mangoes are cheap. You know? So next, please. Yeah, this is some of our exports. Mainly durians go to China, also Singapore. Normally, when we say exports, like the advantage of Laos, Vietnam, Thailand is because there's a land route to China. You go to Lao Cai province, you go to Vietnam, they export to the border. So you're lucky. Like for us, we have to go the other way. So proximity to your market is very important in exports. Yeah. Okay. So these are some of our export countries. I'm not going to go in details. Next, please. But this is important because, as my friend Dr. Omae from Japan, she mentioned that we have to understand all this. So we have to get this kind of data, and it's important that government provide this data and try to assist farmers what they have to plant and where they have to plant. For example, like in Malaysia, we have all these maps. We have annual rainfall, the different areas, measured according to different times, yeah? Like November, February, March, April, May, and so on. So we know roughly, we can estimate, okay, this time we got to be careful. We're going to experience this, yeah? And same here, average temperature, if you see in Malaysia, mango, we grow only around here because it's drier there. But from durian maybe comes from here down. But most of temperature-sensitive crops need drier weather for flowering induction, so it's up there. So I think this is something important, and I think every country has this, and we have to make use of this. Next, please. Okay, this is interesting because I don't know how true it is, but from research, if you look, the red color is very prone to climate change. Yeah, and Malaysia is in the low to moderate, not too bad. Yeah. So this is an indication that with climate change, we can see, okay, Philippines, maybe typhoons, so be careful, yeah? I mean, this is just a rough guide, but it's also good information, because with this, you can be prepared. Yeah, you're better prepared. And this is average precipitation in Malaysia. So if you notice, in East Malaysia, it's much more rainier, and West, but in West Malaysia, in West, this is West Malaysia, I'm in West Malaysia, so the rainfall is more in the coastal side, so we have to be careful. So most of the floods, the picture I showed you just now is from here. So once we get this, then we can say, okay, be careful this year. So when you know it's going to happen, then you have to maintain your drainage. Government has got to dig the drains just to be ready. Yeah, so that's why this is important. Next, please. Okay, after all that, I just deduced that in Malaysia, the major challenges are four: heavy rain and flooding, heat stress and drought. Okay, this is a bit tricky, unpredictable. They say it's going to rain in Chiang Mai today, but maybe it will rain at University Chiang Mai, but other place dry, right? It will rain only in parts of Chiang Mai, but not the whole of Chiang Mai. That's why our meteorological service is very important. So I will describe how climate, what you call it, your forecasting is very important. So you need to have that machinery, you need to have that structure so that everybody can be informed earlier, few days or few hours. And this is just coming in, especially coastal areas. You have salinity problems coming in. But this is very common in our friend Vanson said in Mekong, in Vietnam. It's very common. Next, please. Okay, so what do we do? I mean, what are the major impacts? So normally, of course, floods, crop loss, yeah? Soil erosion, it happens, especially in peat soil. Peat soil, you don't have it here, you have it a lot in Indonesia, in Malaysia, yeah? Some parts of Philippines maybe. It's organic soil, but pineapple grows well there because pineapple is very tolerant to acidity. This soil is very acidic. pH maybe 3.5 to 4.5, it's very acidic, but we grow pineapples on peat soil. Okay? And when you have soil erosion, soil degradation, your fertility is gone, your topsoil is gone. And this is cross-cutting, whether it's wet season, dry season, you have pest and disease problems. Okay? Scorching, because of solar radiation, when it's heat stress, yeah? Of course, inconsistent production, like here, you're supposed to harvest in July, but now you have to do it in August because of floral induction, late flowering, yeah? In different places. But it can be a good thing. It can be a good thing, it can be positive, it can be negative, yeah? And of course, low yields. That's why this morning I asked, if it's hot, yes, you can get, but does your yield go down? And yield doesn't mean tons. It can mean normal time, your grade A fruit is 50%, your grade B fruit is 80%, your grade C is 10%. But during heat stress, does your grade A go down to 20%? That's important, yeah? Yeah, you can have the yield, but you have different grades, yeah? Okay? And of course, this supply chain disruption is when your supply is off and when your roads are flooded, then there'll be impact your value chain, your supply chain and this disruption. Now, of course, there's price distortion because your price will change too. 2 minutes. Sorry. Yeah, I have only 2 more slides. Thank you. Yeah, next, please. Okay, I'm not going to say too much, but this is the normal thing we do. I think that we mentioned by our colleagues now: soil management, efficient water management, and seek for tolerance. So this is the how we're going to overcome this. Not 100%, but some of the ideas, yeah? But this is important. I said, accurate and timely weather forecast, weather reporting. So we have to let people know, you better be careful, your area is going to be flooded tomorrow, yeah? And of course, training and so on. Next, please. Oh, some more. Okay, this is normal practice. We all know this, In Malaysia, we use a bit of this ISR, bioorganic fertilizer, floral manipulation. I think this everybody knows, yeah? Mulching and so on. Next, please. Example, but I've seen this in Uttaradit, yeah? Durian, they grow on the mound, on ground. And this is, but here they do, in Malaysia we do terracing. So that you don't, when the rain comes in, your soil don't get washed away. So we do a lot of terracing there, okay? Next, please. Okay, this is planting on a mound, durian. Yeah, just in case it rains. And this is on beds. I've seen it here. Yesterday I see this one here also they do. But this is large scale, 1,000 acres. Next, please. Okay, this is like in pineapple, they use, normal smart agriculture thing. Next. Thank you very much. Okay.